Have you ever felt like your experiences don't matter or that you're somehow wrong for feeling the way you do? Today, we're diving into the power of sharing your story and why your experiences as an autistic woman are incredibly valuable. If you are a helping professional, this is a powerful and transformational approach to add to your neuroaffirming practice.
Step out of the shadows, feel the power rise. Catch the spark inside you, let your spirit fly. Beyond the chronic burnout, carol genes you'll guide. Find your steady rhythm, life's joy on the tide. Flourish forward, bright and bold. Leave the burnout far behind. In this journey, hearts unfold. Yours, seek and find.
I remember a time when I truly believed I couldn't trust myself. I was told directly and indirectly that my experiences were wrong, that I was too sensitive, or that I was making things up. This led to a deep sense of invalidation and a feeling of being completely lost, and sometimes like I was losing my mind. And that was the most terrifying feeling. Autistic women often face societal invalidation, which can lead to self doubt, a feeling of being unseen. Sharing our stories is a powerful act of resistance and also a part of the Autistic Women's Well-Being Movement. I started and championed this for our community of unveilers. It breaks down stigma, creates community, and allows us to reclaim and take back our narratives. No longer will we be spoken about over or by others. Your experiences are valid, important, and sharing them can empower both yourself and others, especially our younger autistic girls. The process of unveiling is about revealing your authentic self, and your story is a vital part of that. In this episode, we are exploring the application of narrative therapy. Narrative therapy is a form of psychotherapy that focuses on helping individuals understand and reframe their life stories. It is based on the premise that people create narratives about their experiences, which can influence their identity, beliefs, and behaviors. This week's subscriber bonus is a download sharing a curated selection of research articles that illuminate the power of narrative therapy in supporting autistic women, particularly within a neuroaffirming and trauma-sensitive framework. To get the subscriber bonus for this episode, number 194, use the link in the show notes below. Once you sign up, you have access to all our weekly subscriber bonuses. And if you'd love to share the bonus download and have it sent directly to your inbox, join our weekly newsletter, The Recharge, at whittingtonwellbeing.com. So I want to share a personal story with you. I can remember so many times when I felt and experienced others telling me that I couldn't possibly be feeling or experiencing what I was. It starts very early for most of us. I can recall a time my grandmother and my mom took my sister and I to this dress shop that used to be in the city I grew up in, called the Gem Shop. We were picking out our Easter dresses. I vividly recall trying on several dresses that were put in the dressing room for me to try on along with my sister. My younger sister was given the same dresses, but in her size, and we were told which ones to try on so that my mom and grandmother could see us in our matching dresses at the same time. Kind of felt like a show pony that day. There was this one dress I vividly remember. It was light blue and had ruffles on the sleeves, and under the skirt was crinoline to make the skirt full. It was a pretty dress, but it was painful and very itchy on the inside. I immediately hated the way it felt. I told my mom how it felt to me. I recall the sales lady standing there next to my grandmother, and she began to ooh and ah over how pretty we both looked. Then she came over to adjust the puffy sleeves on my dress, and I began to wiggle to try and get away from the awful burning pain the material was causing. And she snapped at me to be still and stop fidgeting. When I told her the dress was burning me and hurt, she looked at me with her mouth partially closed around two straight pins and said, "You are being dramatic, young lady. Your sister has on the same dress and it isn't bothering her." This happened so often in my life. I began to doubt my own experiences in many ways. I absolutely knew from that early age that telling people how I really felt wasn't safe, and that what I felt was somehow weird, wrong, or not like everyone else. I knew that I just needed to keep what I felt to myself. And instead, I began to listen and closely watch the people around me so that I would know how I was supposed to feel and how I was supposed to act so that I could feel safe, so that I didn't stand out in a way that made me a target for snarky sales ladies who thought they knew it all. Let's prepare the soil for self. This is where we pause to meditate briefly and connect with self. Now, don't do this if you're driving or anything that requires your full attention. Instead, just listen along if that's you driving right now. If you're ready, find a comfortable position, soften your gaze, and close your eyes, whichever feels best for you right now. I invite you to take 3 gentle, deep breaths. Make sure they're comfortable. In and out. In, feel your abdomen expand. And out. Release the tension in your shoulders and face. In. Notice the temperature of the air as it enters your body. And out. Soften your body, releasing any tension. Either visualize or sense yourself surrounded by a warm, comforting light. Know yourself as worthy. Your experiences are real and valid. Your thoughts and voice are powerful. Sense and feel this knowing and power within your body. Feel it strengthening, growing, and expanding. What does this feel like? Is it warm? Cool? Maybe there isn't a temperature. What color is it? Or what shape does it have? Maybe there's a particular animal that you feel or sense. Where do you notice it is present within your body? Is it present in your chest, your throat, your feet perhaps? Take a moment to acknowledge your inner strength, voice, and power. Greet it with joy and compassionate curiosity. Thank it for showing you itself today. Gently bring your focus back to your breath. When you're ready, open your eyes or bring your gaze back into focus. Wiggle your toes or your fingers, take a big stretch, and come back here to the present moment. Now that we've connected with ourself, let's plant the seed. Planting the seed is meant to be a short exercise. So set a timer for 10 minutes for this particular one. And when it goes off, wrap up whatever thought you were on and put your pen down or your digital pen. Think of one experience where you've minimized your feelings or experiences, or where you felt invalidated in the past. Focus on the first instance that comes to mind. This may take a moment to grab in your memory bank, but trust what comes to you first. Now that you've got that memory, that instance where you felt invalidated or where you've minimized your feelings or experiences in the past, hold that for just a second. Now grab your journal or your notes app and write it down. Just brain dump. Where were you? Who were you with? What happened? How did you feel? What did you share with others? How did they respond to what you shared? At the end of your 10-minute brain dump into your journal, pause for a moment and take a nice full inhale. And as you exhale, release any tension in your body. If you need to do this a few times until you feel back to center, go ahead and do this now. Remember, you're in charge. You can hit pause and take as much time as you need anywhere along the way. When you're ready, it's time to reframe it with self-compassion and validation. Instead of focusing on the invalidation, let's shift our perspective. Let's step into our personal power, our truth, our narrative. I'll share the following questions in the show notes, so don't fret. Ask yourself the following questions. What strengths did I use to navigate this situation? What did this experience teach me about my needs and boundaries? If I were talking to a close friend who had this experience, what compassionate things would I say to them? What is a more accurate and empowering interpretation of this situation? How can I use this experience to affirm my own validity and build my confidence? What evidence do I have that my feelings are valid in this situation? How can I use this experience to inform how I advocate for myself in the future? Now, I know that question number 6, what evidence do I have that my feelings were valid in this situation? Sometimes you can look externally, if there were other people that maybe later on when you shared this, they agreed with you. Sometimes it's just checking in and going, you know what? I just know that how I felt was valid. I don't need any evidence. My evidence is that I felt it. Either way, you're good. To water and nourish your self-validation, Take some time to journal. In this week's Water and Nourish, our journal prompts as we move into and explore narrative therapy and self validation, really speaking our truth. Ask yourself these two questions: what stories have I been afraid to share? And how can I validate my own experiences more often? These two journal prompts will also be down in the show notes for you. Journaling and reframing are powerful tools for autistic women because they allow us to actively validate our own experiences that have often been dismissed or misunderstood. By writing down our stories, we create a tangible record of our realities, a counter narrative to the societal invalidation we've felt and faced. Journaling and this practice of reflection and narrative approach of really pouring my stories, what I believed I experienced in my life, this was truly transformational for me. I hope that this is, if you haven't ever done this process or maybe done it in this way, this is really helping you. This particular Water and Nourish journaling process helps us to do several things. It helps us to recognize patterns, identify recurring themes and activators in our lives, helping us understand our needs and boundaries better. It helps us to process emotions, to safely explore and process complex emotions, reducing feelings of overwhelm and confusion. And especially if you're alexithymic like me, you can be feeling all these big feelings. And even if they're good feelings, I don't know that. They just feel big and scary. So I would shut them down. I didn't really know how to do that process of just allowing some space. And this is really a great way to process your emotions. Reclaim agency. Take back control of our narratives by defining our experiences on our own terms rather than through the lens of others. This is that radical step, that movement of autistic women's well being here. And build self compassion. Cultivate a kinder, more understanding relationship with ourselves, acknowledging our strengths and vulnerabilities. I know how cruel that inner monologue can be, and starting to nourish and build self compassion truly has been life changing. The energy that I get and the energy that I refuse to lose by being cruel to myself in the way that I think. Oh man, that has been so huge for me. And finally, shape the narrative. By sharing our authentic stories, we contribute to a broader understanding of autistic women, challenging stereotypes and fostering greater acceptance and representation. We are not just participants in our lives. We are the authors, the leaders, and our stories matter. Remember, your story is unique and valuable. Sharing it can empower yourself and others, especially those younger generations. Embrace your authentic narrative and know that your experiences matter. I encourage you to share your story in a safe space and connect with our Unveiler community. If you are a helping professional who supports autistic women, this is a truly powerful exercise that is neuroaffirming. Invite your autistic clients to explore their stories, share their authentic feelings and narratives, how others may have misunderstood or misinterpreted them. And through the guided questions, help them reclaim and reframe their experiences, feelings, and most importantly, their truth. Don't forget, this week's subscriber bonus is a download sharing a curated selection of research articles that illuminate the power of narrative therapy in supporting autistic women, particularly within a neuroaffirming and trauma sensitive framework. To get the subscriber bonus for this episode, number 194, use the link in the show notes below. Once you sign up, you have access to all our weekly subscriber bonuses from the past and those to come. And if you'd love to have the bonus download sent directly to your inbox, join our weekly newsletter, The Recharge, at whittingtonwellbeing.com. Do you ever wonder how to truly understand your unique needs as an autistic woman? Next week on Wednesday, we're exploring the concept of your autistic blueprint and how building foundations for self intimacy can transform your life. This weekend is our special new series, Social Saturday. I'm joined for a fun and fabulous conversation with Sarah Bradford, and she'll be sharing all the details about her upcoming Second International Autism Summit happening in April. There will be a link for you to get your free ticket in this episode coming up Saturday, so be sure to tune in. And be sure to mark your calendars for the first in my new series with my co-host, Becca Lori Hector, called Things That Matter, airing on Saturday, April 12th. In this premiere episode, Becca and I talk about protecting our spoons from the neurodominant world. I know this one will deeply resonate with you, my friend. Until next time, know that your feelings, thoughts, and experiences are all valid. Your truth is necessary, and it matters. You matter. When we refuse to dim our light, silence our truth, or make ourselves small for the comfort of others, we expand, we liberate, and we step into our personal power and well-being as autistic women. Join me and be part of the Autistic Women's Wellbeing Movement. You only need to give yourself permission, my friend. Until we meet again this Saturday, sending you all the love, and know that you are seen and honored here in this space.
Thanks for being here. It's been quite a ride. Energy mastery, let's turn the tide. Top shelf guests, dropping wisdom bombs. Join us next week, where the energy's strong. Beyond chronic,